Yo, yo, yo. Come into a D6 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a Monday up here in the Mid-South. And thank goodness, man, we are out here at Dinstall's because everybody needs a little bit of love and something sweet in their life after that disappointing big game last night. We watched the Super Bowl. It was a beatdown of epic proportion. We'll talk about Jalen Hurts, the Eagles. Where are they now? How do we look at Jalen Hurts? How do we look at this team? I got some crazy stats about their age and how young this football team is. And then speaking of basketball, we will talk a little Grizzlies, Oklahoma City, because you know Terry Davis is going to join us at 11:30 today. We'll break down the Tigers, who got a big win against Temple. We'll talk about the Grizzlies' disappointing performance against Oklahoma City Thunder. You just got to say one thing, man. Shea ain't no joke. The Thunder are freaking good. That's why they've only lost 9 games on the season, 42-9. They dropped the Grizzlies 125-112. It was not the best game in the world, you could say. It was a little bit humbling. But this Oklahoma City team is good. Grizzlies still got a lot going for them. We'll break that down at 11:30, 12 o'clock. I got some good wood for you. We'll talk some funny stories. We got some bets for this Monday after losing literally everything over the weekend. My goodness, what a rough Super Bowl, especially if you listen to me. Sorry about that. My Lord. We'll also be breaking down all kinds of actions when it comes to the SEC. What a big win for the Florida Gators. My goodness, best win, I definitely have to say, maybe possibly this whole college basketball season. The Gator boys dropped Auburn, not even full strength, 90-81, made them look very pedestrian. What's up with what up, man? What up with Tennessee, by the way? Did you see the way they went over to Oklahoma and just slapped them? You got Tennessee looking good. Florida took care of business over at Auburn. We'll talk some SEC hoops. We'll talk about Texas A&M, Missouri, and that wild one. And my goodness, Wade Taylor, the fourth. So we got everything to break down. And we're about to talk with the man, the myth, the living legend, and that is Jake Crane from Crane & Company. His show is, I think, just out of control, awesome. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know what you're doing. I'm telling you right now, as much as I love my show, and I do love it, I think it's pretty damn good. I'm telling you, Jake Crane is the absolute truth. Check him out at Crane & Company. Follow him at Jake Crane _. Him and his brother Blaine and David Cohn, they just do it right. And Darian, we got Jake up in the house already, my man. I think D's back at the crib. I think so. Maybe not. Maybe we don't have Jake. Oh, let's do it, man. Jake. Happy Monday, my friend. I'm out here at Dinstall's, man, doing a little Valentine's action. Everybody and their grandmothers out here getting ready for a little Valentine's Day. That is this Friday. You need to get a few sweet things. Don't wait to the last minute, Jake, because, I know you just had a baby. I know you're extremely busy with all the things going on in your life. Just don't forget it, Jake. Don't get in the doghouse. How you doing on this Monday?
Yeah, man, I totally didn't just get reminded of that by you. I'm not waiting on the last minute. So, no, I'm just upset that today's not a national holiday. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Like, first off, if we're going to play the game on Sunday, this is America. It should be a constitutional amendment that everybody gets today off. It'll make the party so much better. Because again, I wonder if half the city of Philadelphia is going to show up to work today.
I don't know if half the Philadelphia can show up because they might be in jail. Did you see how they just absolutely destroyed Philadelphia last night? That was crazy.
I've never understood. Like, listen, the Boston Tea Party, I get it, right? No taxation without representation. Burn it down. You know what I'm saying? Like what happened in France, the French Revolution, I get it. They were chopping people's heads off in the street. Burn it down. Why do you burn down your own city after something good happens? I'm from Auburn, Alabama. We roll trees with toilet paper. Nothing gets burnt. Like, I've just never understood, regardless of what's happening, you just want to burn the city down. Let's be honest. That's what you want to do. You really don't care what happens.
No, they really don't care what happens, and it was absolutely buck wild. And, again, the other thing that was buck wild is the way that they just dismantled the Chiefs. I got sucked in. I went the other way, Jake. I kept looking at one thing, and I kept looking at Kellen Moore, Vic Fangio. I kept thinking to myself, Spags is going to stop Saquon. They're going to force Jalen Hurts to beat him. Spags is the man. I'm like, Andy Reid coming off of, an extra week to prepare. They are going to dial something up, and it was absolutely completely, I was 100% wrong. My man, Vic Fangio, did not even have to blitz one time. Pat Mahomes dropped back, did not have to blitz one time. They hit him 10 times in the first half, knocked him down, the most he's ever been, knocked 6 sacks. It was just a beat down from that young defensive front.
Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming at all. Not that I thought the Eagles couldn't win, but just the dominance level. And listen, Patrick Mahomes played bad, all right? And I actually think for a while the Chiefs' defense played pretty good. But the offensive line, guys, the Eagles didn't blitz once. They didn't blitz once. They just got there with 4. That's a dream. That's a dream scenario. That's like pitching a perfect game. It really is. That's why nothing was there. The Chiefs couldn't run the ball. They didn't even really try. I mean, the first 4 or 5 plays were passes? When you can't run the ball and the other team is able to get there with 4, you are cooked. I don't care if Moses is at quarterback. You're absolutely cooked. So the level of domination by the front 7 of the Philadelphia Eagles in that Super Bowl was worse than I've ever seen. I felt like that was the worst beating than the Seahawks-Broncos game. The 2 biggest winners outside of the Eagles last night were the Weeknd, because now he doesn't have the worst halftime Super Bowl performance ever, and the Seahawks, right? Or the Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl, because that's not the worst Super Bowl I've ever watched. That was that was a horrific watch all the way through. From the beginning to the end, it was all bad.
It was, it was a nightmare, and it wasn't very exciting. And I just have to look at one thing, because, again, we were talking about Pat Mahomes, the GOAT, passing, oh, my gosh, is he better than Brady? He's the best player on the planet, yada, yada, yada. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, go for your MVPs. The person who's controlling the league right now is Pat Mahomes. But if you look head-to-head in 2 Super Bowls, Pat Mahomes, 477 yards total offense, 25 first downs, 6 touchdowns, 3 turnovers. Jalen Hurts in the 2 Super Bowls. They're both 1-1, of course. 654 yards total offense, 37 first downs, 7 touchdowns, only 2 turnovers. Where does this, again, Pat Mahomes is still that dude, but where does this now put Jalen Hurts? Is he up there in the upper echelon with the Pat Mahomes, with the Josh Allens, with the Joe Burrows?
Not yet. I think he's given himself a chance to really elevate, and he's put himself in a really good position. But I'm going to say this, Johnny Radio, and it may be a little controversial, but I really don't care. I think Patrick Mahomes still going to catch Brady. Like, how quickly we forget, right? How quickly we forget. Through 5 Super Bowls, Tom Brady was 5-2. Lost back-to-back against the inferior Giants team in 2008 and 2012. Him and Patrick have the same records. Kobe Bryant lost 2 NBA Finals. They lost to the Piston teams that shouldn't have beat him in 2004. Right? We can talk about the Celtics in 2008. But, I mean, this isn't like it's something new. Patrick Mahomes wasn't ever going to win every Super Bowl he played in. Tom Brady lost 3. But what did the great ones do? They come back even harder. I think maybe this is the reason that Patrick Mahomes is going to catch Tom Brady. This could be the fuel to the fire. And I'll say this, it kind of takes that, winning all the time, big bad boy moniker off the Chiefs. Now they got a chip on their shoulder, right? Now they're not the team that everybody's going to hate because they've won 3 in a row. So I actually think this may be the reason that Patrick Mahomes, who doesn't turn 30 until September, and now with the way the rules in the NFL are, you can play till you're 45. So I think he's still going to catch him. Everybody, he'll take his lumps today, and he deserved it. He didn't play well, but I think Patrick Mahomes still catches him.
I'm actually right there with you. It's not like he's going to disappear and go away. They just got to work on that offensive line. It just got absolutely owned, and I mean owned. But the one thing is, I'm wondering, is this maybe just the beginning for the Eagles? I saw this, and I thought it was a little crazy. The Eagles are just the 4th team in the Super Bowl era to have at least 111 starts from players 25 or younger. The other 3 were the 1981 49ers, the 1993 Cowboys, the 2022 Chiefs. They went on to win multiple titles. Nick Sirianni went from basically being fired to the creme de la creme. Is this just the beginning for the Eagles, or the fact that they are definitely losing Kellen Moore? Do you think that, maybe we should pump the brakes, or could we just be watching a new team in the NFC that's about to dominate?
Well, the key word there is NFC, right? To get to the Super Bowl, you've got to win your side of the league, and we saw the level of domination that the Eagles had over the Chiefs, who beat the Bills, who the Bills beat the Ravens. So when you look at kind of the trajectory of teams, you look over to the NFC, if anybody should be super worried right now, it's the Lions, right? Because the Eagles are kind of the opposite of the Lions, and they're way better at it. I mean, you look at some of the teams in the NFC. Detroit's still going to be there. I'm not saying that, Detroit has no chance. But when you look at the rest of the teams, I mean, a lot of them are still building, right, over in the NFC. Washington, still building, probably a couple drafts away. The Cowboys are a disaster. The Giants are a disaster. You feel like Philadelphia is going to run the NFC East to put them in a great position every year. Then you got the Lions. All right, they've got to keep building. The Packers got to prove it. The Vikings have problems. We'll see what happens with them at quarterback. Don't get me started on the Bears. Nobody in the NFC South scares me. Tampa Bay's a good story, but so is Hansel and Gretel. And then you look at the NFC West. I mean, the Niners, can they kind of regroup and get it back together? I think when I'm looking at this roster-wise, maybe the Niners are the biggest threat if they figure it out again to the Eagles. Now, will they win 3 in a row or anything like that? I don't know. But you being so much further ahead of everybody in the NFC is going to put you in a position to get to the Super Bowl. And, I mean, you just worked the Chiefs like it was nothing. That it bodes very well for Philly going forward. And if they can keep this roster, you mentioned how young they are, and just keep signing guys from Georgia and Bama and maybe sprinkle in some Ohio State, I think you're going to be in good shape.
Right now, when you look at Nick Sirianni and Ryan Day, both of them got, Ryan Day won the Natty. You have Nick Sirianni who just won the Super Bowl. Both of both fan bases realistically did not like their guy. Right now, when you look at who had the better year, would you say it's Nick Sirianni and the Eagles, or is it Ryan Day?
Man, I've got to go with the Eagles because it's the NFL. I mean, I think winning the Super Bowl is the hardest thing to win, and it's not like Ohio State. If Ohio State ran the table and won the Natty, you could make a case for Ohio State. But you didn't even play in your own conference championship game, so I don't think I can say you had a better year than the team that won the Super Bowl. And when you go back and kind of look, I mean, Philadelphia went 14-3 in the regular season. That's pretty sporty, bud. And then obviously in the postseason, you're able to handle the Packers, the Rams, Washington, and the Chiefs. You went 18-3. That's pretty good, dog.
Dude, that is pretty nasty, filthy, and it's really, really good. A lot of stuff going on, of course, in the National Football League. The Super Bowl is over. Now we got to start looking at a little bit of hoops, some basketball, especially the SEC. Got to ask you because, of course, I know you and your family are, tight with Auburn. What happened this week down there? I mean, Florida came in there, even a little bit underhanded, and they just handled Auburn. I think it might be the best win of anybody on the season to be able to go down to the Plains and take care of business.
Yeah, I keep trying to tell Auburn, basketball happened. Like, if you want me to be upset about being 21-2 and 9-1 in the SEC when the SEC is maybe the best conference of all time in college basketball this year, I'm just not going to do it. Like, it's basketball, it happens, and I would much rather, and I've said this all year, and this is a compliment to Bruce Pearl, I care about March now. March is what matters to me. Obviously, I want to beat Alabama. Obviously, I want to win the SEC. But I would trade winning a national championship or going to a Final Four over having a historic regular season and then losing to the blue-haired protesters from Yale in the first round. I just would. That's me. So basketball, it's not like football. I think a lot of SEC fans have to get used to understanding that in basketball, you lose games sometimes. It happens. So I think this is a learning moment for Auburn. I think Florida wanted it more. And that was probably the worst part of it. But I think a little bit of humble pie during the regular season in February can go a long way to kind of getting everybody back together and making that run in March. So I'm sorry. I remember when you could get an Auburn ticket by walking around and looking on the ground like 10 years ago and just find one that somebody threw down. But I want to see what Auburn is in the AP poll today. That's the most interesting thing to me.
The AP will be dropping today. A little bit of movement, man. Tennessee went out to Oklahoma and just beat the brakes off of them. A lot of SEC action going on in the world. Got to know, what do you got coming down the pipe this week over there at Crane and Company?
Yeah, man. Well, we've introduced a new concept. So 3 days a week. It's all still Crane and Company, but we've been asked by our fans to we obviously cover sports, and they want us to get in some of the cultural stuff on the sports side. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have a segment called Locker Room Talk that we're doing now. We're obviously talking everything NFL, how bad the halftime show was, all that stuff. Then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're really going to focus in on college football and college basketball, kind of in our old format. So we listen to the fans. It's what they want, and I think it's still us. I mean, there's obviously a lot of similarities, but come check it out. I think you'll like what you're going to see. And, man, how about Cooper DeJean, man? How about that cat?
Dude, my goodness, interception, pick
Haru,
six
the
for a
great white
touchdown.
ninja.
Dude, it's crazy. We thought they were extinct. I thought the white defensive back had been extinct. I thought Jason Sehorn was the last one, and then all of a sudden, Reed Blankenship, Cooper DeJean, they go absolutely ham. And again, that young
It's
kid
almost
on
like
his
a
birthday.
real-life Jurassic Park.
It is, man. It really, really is. Oh, what other thing before I say goodbye, because I know you got to get out of here. I haven't even talked to you since this happened. What in the heck is going on in the NBA, the Luka AD trade? Was that buck wild or what?
They're like Zoolander. They only got one move. The trades are more interesting than the game. I mean, it's like having a restaurant that specializes in burgers, but everybody just really likes the fries. Like, it's just not going to work over the long term. And you can't just turn into a league that just trades guys and nobody plays. The trade itself makes no sense, because if you're worried about like availability and having a guy that's going to show up and play every day as a superstar, you don't go get Anthony Davis, who's already hurt, who's like appendix bursted on the
Game
court
one.
the other night. I just think they're trying everything they can. They're talking about like moving the 3-pointers, shortening the game. It's just a bad product. At this point, I don't know if we shouldn't just sell it to China and start over.
Man, follow Jake at @JakeCrane_. Make sure you're checking out Crane & Company. It is absolutely ridiculous. Jake, thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Be blessed, my homie.
Hey, guys, appreciate y'all. And, check it out, man. It's going to be a lot of fun this week.
That is my buddy, Jake Crane. Again, I'm out here at Dinstall's, baby. I'm out here on Pleasant View. Why don't you come out here and drop your name in the box? We're going to be giving away a box of chocolate-covered strawberries. We got a round of assorted chocolates we're going to give away. We got some tickets, by the way, for a little basketball versus Florida Atlantic on February 23rd. The drawings are going to happen at the very end of the show, almost about 1 o'clock. So head on over here to Dinstall's and Pleasant View. And, again, don't forget, Valentine's Day is Friday, people. Make sure you got all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted. Get on over here to Dinstall's. Nobody dips them like Dinstall's. They've been doing this for 123 years, and I'm telling you, nobody does it better. Nobody dips them like Dinstall's. And only today, you can go and place your order between now and 1 o'clock. If you mention Sports 56, you're going to get a 14% discount on your entire order. Like, that's what I'm saying, people. Make sure the love people in your life have a little something sweet for Valentine's Day. So make sure you go to Dinstall's. And by the way, they got locations all over the place. You got Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, Pleasant View. They got downtown. Dinstall's, nobody dips them quite like Dinstall's. We're going to take a quick time out because we got to talk some Tiger basketball. My goodness, Terry Davis, they took care of Temple. They dropped him. This is not a cover situation for the Tigers, but they just don't do that. But they do win. And we saw a little action this weekend with our new guy. New guy is not new necessarily, but it's the first time I've actually watched him play that many minutes, and it felt pretty good checking out my man, Mr. Harris, who I thought had a pretty good game. Tyrese Hunter was out of that bad boy. We're going to find out how he's doing and so much more. Plus, we got to talk about the Grizzlies and Oklahoma City Thunder, what happened on Saturday. The one thing that's scary about Oklahoma City Thunder, I did not even know this until this weekend. Do you know that Auburn, the average age of their team is older than the Oklahoma City Thunder? Yeah, you heard that right. OKC is young. They are good. And they are absolutely nasty. We'll talk Tigers. We'll talk Grizzlies with Terry Davis on the other side. But, again, don't forget 14% off. Just say Sports 56. You got till 1. Come see me at Pleasant View. Drop your name in the bucket. I'm going to be giving away some goodies. Whatever you do, don't you dare touch that dial. We got Terry Davis next on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56.
Happy Valentine's Day from Gould's, where love is in the air, and so is a sweet deal. Buy $200 or more in Gould's gift cards and get 15% off. Treat your Valentine's to a little pampering, relaxation, and style from Gould's. This Valentine's special offer is available online and in store in Gould's February 7th through the 14th. Just go to GouldSalonSpa.com and use code LOVE25 to purchase online. Gould's Salon Spa, wearing red since 1932.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert creative lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
I love my wife, but like most couples, we have different sleeping needs. One of us likes it warm, and the other prefers to stay cool.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 912715199.
A little day, especially big tray. Ooh, a cashew crunch. And by the way, just got to do a little note, Darian. You got something in my ear because I'm hearing myself about 3 seconds later. Can you get the board for me? Oh, man. I think I'm back. Woo, that was a little bit rough. But thank you, D. Thank you. That's my homie right there. That's what I'm talking about. But we're out here at Dinstall's, and today only, do me a favor. Again, Valentine's Day is on February 14th. That is this Friday. Like this Friday. Don't wait till the last minute. Reach out. Place your orders. Get you a bunch of Dinstall's fine assorted chocolates, some turtlets. They got all kinds of nuts and assortments, cashews, chewies, crunchies, assorted creams, cherries, truffles. They got it all. They got everything from 2-ounce boxes to 7 pounds. There's a box that fits everybody's budget. And I'm telling you right now, nobody dimps them quite like Dinstall's. 123 years. If you're at Pleasant View, come out here and see me and Becky. We are just having a little fun. This is where they make the candy, and I am on cloud 9, and I've probably eaten about 20 pieces of cashew crunch because that stuff is straight fire. Time to talk with my good buddy, Terry Davis. TD, man, how you doing on this Monday?
Man, I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
I got you, man. I got you. I can hear you.
Okay,
You
I got a
sound
question
good.
before we get started. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Now, do you celebrate your side chick day allegedly before Valentine's or the day after Valentine's?
It's always, I would always say, like, here's the standard rule. You do it before. Because if you do it before, like, then everything's going to be safe. It's kosher. She's going to have her stuff. But if you do it after, she'll think you forgot.
One on those side chicks, but just in case.
No. Yeah, this is, dude, do you know how many people out there are trying to figure this out? I don't want nobody to step into a mine. You know what I mean? So we're out here
Exactly.
for the people. And, man,
Yeah, for
let me
the
tell you
people.
something, TD. We out here for the people, and let me just tell you something. Man, I have been eating chocolate out here at Distals all day long. You better get on over here, man, and get some of this good
All right,
stuff.
don't get
Woo.
diabetes.
Oh, don't you worry about me, baby. I think what is your spleen? Mine's working good. Or pancreas, whatever does the sugar. I don't even know. I'm not a doctor. But I will tell you, I did diagnose a little something. And I'll tell you right now, PJ Haggerty is that guy. He's the best person in the American by far. It's an end of discussion. I mean, what can you say more about not need Sideshow Bob, who just gets it done on every single level?
Question: do you think this team is boring to watch?
Boring. I don't know if you know this, but winning is
question.
absolutely no. I don't think this is boring. I got Dane Danger using his left hand all the time, both hands like you wouldn't believe down low. I got PJ Haggerty just putting things in people's eye. Harris, I think, had a good game the other day. Country star Colby Rogers hitting 3. Musa grabbing big boards. No, I would definitely not say this is a boring basketball team.
Okay, but you know another thing too. You know, since we're getting closer and closer to March, I think the trepidation that everyone had about this team doing what they did last year is slowly but not completely faded yet. Because, you know, Penny, his best year as a coach, his record-wise, is 12-6 for his conference record. And he's only like 2 wins off of that. And I think they are
that's his
slowly
best
getting better and better.
conference record?
Yeah, his best conference record, 12-6.
I didn't
when
even
he came
know
in
that.
second place. Yeah, that's his best conference record. And, you know, that's when he came in second. That's the year where Kendrick Davis and them played. I'm not mistaken, that was their best year, that year there.
Yeah, and if Malcolm and Kendrick didn't get in a fight there at the very end, maybe they would have pulled that bad boy out.
No, we're going to leave that. We're going to leave that alone.
You don't want me to dig up those old stories right now.
We're just going to concentrate on what they're doing right, and they're looking good, and they're going to slowly, you know, they're going to slowly creep up in the polls. Hopefully they make the top 15 this week, you know, because everybody keep losing in front of them. So hopefully they get top 15 this week.
All right, now speaking though of the Tigers, I do got to ask you, what'd you think about the young man Dante Harris?
You know what? His first 3 games, I was not impressed with him. But, you know, once he gets over the turnovers, I think that'll come with more playing time. Because, you know, he did come in mid-season. So, because he was one of the ones that wasn't here in August. Mm-hmm. So he hadn't been playing with those guys. And his last game, a couple of games ago, he played 4 minutes and he played 5 minutes and had 4 turnovers in 5 minutes. So he didn't have that this time. So once he gets those turnovers under control and help the team run, it's going to be best because, you know, my biggest fear with this team is what happened yesterday is players not being able to play with Hunter going down or if Haggerty go down or one of the big men go down. That's my biggest fear for this team.
Yeah, that's definitely their biggest fear. And by the way, speaking of Tyrese Hunter, what's the word?
Swollen knee. You know, he just it's not injured. It's a pain tolerance thing for right now. You know, and he just wasn't able to tolerate the pain. You know, with the knee. And, you know, so what they doing, they just trying to let him get some rest in. And if they can get through the next 2 games, if he doesn't play the next 2 games, then they get a week off before they come back home to play a game. So if they can squeak through those 2 games and not have to use them, because really you don't really want to use them unless you have to use them until, you know, you trying to save them for March, in other words.
Speaking of what's coming up on the schedule here, they play on Thursday against South Florida on the road. Then they go on the road on the 16th, which is this Sunday, to play Wichita State before they come back against FAU. I mean, then they have Rice to close out on the 26th. Like right now, we going undefeated this month, correct?
This month we should be, if everyone stays healthy, the next big scare should be at UAB.
And that is right there, the very beginning of March on the 2nd. You go down to UAB, and then you finish up with. I mean, think about how close we are to the end of the season. I mean, heck, they got 7 games I think left on their season.
7 games left, and you know, as well as they're playing, they only have a 1-game lead over UAB.
Damn, man. UAB 8-2, Tigers 10-1
Yeah.
with that loss to Temple that they avenged this week. They've won 7 in a row. Are you worried
Yeah.
about UAB realistically? I mean, do you remember what Andy Kennedy had done to him by the Tigers?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they beat them 100 to 77. I mean, they dropped 100 on them.
Right, and that's what gonna concern me the most is them going down there, and they gonna have the same revenge factor that that we had against Temple, Memphis had against Temple. So, and going down there, you're not gonna get the calls on the road. Memphis never get calls on the road, so you want to get everything. You want to have everything. You want somebody to take care of your work for you. You don't have to depend on sharing the conference title with them.
Tiger basketball looking pretty good, and I feel good. I mean, they won 90-82. I'm feeling pretty good, but I hate doing this, but I feel like I have to. I like Nick Jourdain. He's a good kid, works hard. I just think he is so lost on the court right now. And if people look at the box score, they're going to be like, John, what are you talking about? His box score doesn't look that great. Man, if you watch when he's out there by that 3 line, it's 5-on-4. Like, nobody's guarding Nick Jourdain. They're not even covering him out there. He's scared to death, it seems like, when he gets the basketball. And you can say, well, he scored 11 points. I mean, he had a couple alley-oops. A couple of times he got the ball wide open, scared to pull the trigger. Is there any chance that you see them maybe going – with 3 guards and 2 bigs, or maybe 4 guards and a big, and maybe start like kind of weaning Jourdain out if he doesn't start changing and playing better?
Don't you know there's more to basketball than just scoring points?
I know there's more to basketball than scoring points. That's the whole thing I'm talking about. Everybody keeps saying he does these little things. I watched that whole game on Sunday, and he did not do jack except for I thought he looked terrible on Sunday.
I know he has one of his better games Sunday, Johnny.
That's by the box score. How many times are they going to sit there and we're
no.
No.
If you look at the way he defends, because he's one of the key claws when other teams are defending Memphis. He's one of the key claws in the middle to help Memphis defend, break that press. He has very good. You look at his plus minus numbers. He has one of the better plus minus numbers on the team. His biggest problem is staying out of foul trouble. When he stays out of foul trouble and he's in the game, he's more like a stabilizer because he helps danger them commit less turnovers because he catches a lot of those bad passes they throw. So he does a lot of those little things, and those little things is what you need him to do. Nick isn't trying to score because Nick, he has 3-4 other guys who wouldn't score. So he don't care about scoring offensively. He's doing all those other things, the defensive stuff, taking on those top defensive guys on the post and rebounding. Those are the things he's doing, and boxing down and shielding. Those are the things he's doing, not just scoring.
All right, so right now today, we've watched a whole lot of basketball for the Tigers. March is just around the corner. They're 20-4 on the season right now. We've been worried about the depth this year, but again, Harris, Clark, certain guys are emerging. Moose is staying a little bit out of foul trouble. Dane Danger's come a long way from the beginning of the season, all the excitement that happened early in December and stuff. What are you thinking about Memphis right now from the beginning of the year? Are you more confident in them now going forward? Where's your thought, Terry Davis?
My thought is they need to continue to win because, like I've been saying for the last 4 or 5 years, Memphis is not going to get seeded properly in the NCAA tournament, and they need to get a top 4, 5, 6 seed in order to make it the second weekend. Because in the past, we've seen where the conference committee will underseed Memphis and put them in a bad situation, like playing at Gonzaga in, 70 miles away from their home state, and not give them a timeout when they got a ball in the timeout situation. So they want to get up because the higher your number seed is, the better they treat you in the tournament. And really, for everything that's worth, it's good to get back to the tournament, but it'd be better to get to the second weekend.
Absolutely, it would be. Right now, Tigers 17th, got a couple dubs this week. Where are they going to be when the AP poll drops today?
It drops another 20, 25 minutes. They should be top 15. They should be top 15. The 3 teams ahead of them, right ahead of them, lost, and a couple teams right behind them lost. So they should drop up 2 to 3 spots. They should go up. They should be at least top 15 at the end of in the next hour.
Right now, also just looking around the country, like you had a pretty wild weekend. Florida took care of Auburn. Did you see Kansas lose to Kansas State this weekend as well? Like, man,
that's one of the robbers, man. Because Well, I used to be a big Kansas State fan, man, but Kansas State, and I don't care, no matter what the records are, those two teams hate each other, and it's always going to be a good game. And I love those two teams playing each other.
All right, well, we've been talking a whole lot of college basketball with Terry Davis. Again, I'm out here at Dinstall's from today and today only. Call and make your order. Valentine's Day is the February 14th. It's this Friday. And nobody dips them like Dinstall's. They got everything from truffles to cherries, assorted creams, turtlettes, cashew crunches, straight fire. Dinstall's, the finest assortment of chocolates in the world. They got a box from 2 ounces to 7 pounds. There's a box that fits every budget and will also just make your sweet love in your life have that big old smile on the 14th. Head on over to Dinstall's. They got 5 great locations, by the way. Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, Pleasant View, downtown. They're open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. And again, place your order today. Mention Sports 56. You get 14% off your entire order. Dinstall's. Nobody dips them like Dinstall's. They've been doing it for 123 years. Terry, we got to talk about that Grizzlies, man. Woo-wee, Oklahoma City.
Yeah, while you're out there, don't get those chocolate-covered nuts out there.
Ooh, I know, yeah, the strawberries and all. Man, they got so many goodies. I've just been tearing up this cashew crunch this morning, though. But, man, I got to bring up this Grizzlies game. And, again, I'm not trying to sit here. I'm not saying anything bad about the Grizzlies.
In Zach. I'm disappointed in Zach.
You're disappointed in Zach.
Marcus Smart was brought here for the playoffs, and he didn't get a chance to play the playoffs. And they did a salary dump, which they could have did after the season. I don't know why they did that. Now, I know why they did it. They did it to save money. And they just did it to be cheap. But I don't think that trade makes this team better.
The one thing it does, it kind of clears up the rotation a little bit, you could say.
Well, are you playing for 82 or are you playing for a trophy?
Playing for a trophy. Playing for a trophy. That's what it's about.
It's all about playing for a trophy. And the true value of Marcus Smart was not to be a man for one of 82. He was here for the playoffs. Because the playoffs, as much as they want to play the way they're playing now in the playoffs, they're not going to play this way in the playoffs because things change in the playoffs. Officiating changed in the playoffs. A lot of these guys have not been past the second round. Marcus knows how to do that. He was a teacher of all the younger guys out there. I think the value and experience that he had that they let go might come back to bite him in the playoffs. And like I said, if Taylor Jenkins don't get to the second round, he might not be here next year.
Whoa, that's Terry Davis dropping a little info for you right there. Now, got to ask you, though, about the game, of course, on Saturday, not just looking, to the future and what's going on with the roster, because now trade deadline's come and gone. This is who we going to war with. Right now, do they have enough? And I'm kind of curious, Zach Edey, who's looked real good, he couldn't stay on the court against Oklahoma City. They were just too damn fast.
Right. And another thing, too, even though we just had the midway point this season, these guys are slowly beginning to play together. Vince been in and out of the lineup. Gigi just been back a few weeks. I got to wait a couple weeks so I can make a judgment because, they have not shown up twice against Oklahoma City. They hadn't shown up against the Lakers. Against these teams that are ahead of you, and, they lost 3 games to Houston. Until you can beat those top guys, the top 4, that's how you get to the second round. We'll get to the conference final because the goal of this team is to win championships. And right now, I don't know if they set up to go to a championship, but I wouldn't bet against them going to a championship, if you know what I mean. They have
I feel you on that one.
But they have the twos, but I don't know if they have the mentality or the experience to get through there. But if you ask me, can they get there? I say yes, they can. But will they get there? I don't know.
Best team in the NBA, is it OKC, and there's just no questions about it, or you got somebody else you like?
OKC, I got to give it to them because they've beaten the top teams. They've beaten Cleveland. They've beaten Boston. They've beaten some of the top teams. So right now they have the best record. But winning one game on a middle of the week in February is not the same thing as winning a 4-game series.
How crazy is it how young OKC is? I saw that this weekend. Did you know the average age of Auburn starters are 23 and a half years old? The average of OKC Thunder, sorry, I was just off, is just a tick under 24. Auburn and OKC are basically the same damn age, and Auburn is great. great in college basketball, but this is the best damn team right now possibly in the whole world. How in the heck did they get so young, so good, so damn fast?
Because they had a ton of draft picks.
They had 15 first-round picks, over the next 5 years, by the way.
And they got lucky, too. Everybody try to give the GM credit, but, they're only reason they're as good as they are is because they have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander out there. Without him, they're not the same. He is the linchpin, and, you know where he came from, right? The Clippers. The Clippers pretty much gave him away for Paul George. So without him, they're not anything. So they surrounded themselves around, Shea, and Shea is one of the better players in the NBA right now. And they just got lucky with him, Chet Holmgren, and some good guys around him.
They are filthy. I haven't talked to you since the whole Luka stuff went down and AD and all that stuff. What's your thoughts about the trade deadline coming and going and all the craziness that happened? It was probably one of those buck wild trade deadlines I can remember.
Yeah, it was, man, and I don't think it made a lot of headlines, but at the end of the day, all those teams that made those moves, they're gonna still be where they are at the end of the season. I still don't think the Lakers got enough to go to the finals because Luka, he's okay, but he don't play defense, and with the Mike Williams trade being rescinded, that really gonna hurt the Lakers because they're not as good. And then you look at Dallas, AD got hurt, and he's out for another month, so they got to hope they make the play-in the tournament. With Golden State, with JB going out there, I don't know how much that helps them, and I don't know if they can get up to the sixth spot with 40-ish, with 30-something games left in the season. So I still think the rich got richer and the poor got, stayed the same.
What's going to happen? We getting Luka tonight for LA when they play the Jazz?
Luka should play tonight.
Damn, looking at that Lakers line minus 12.5, what you thinking, man? You know me, I'm already trying to think of a bet.
I think LeBron's not playing either. But I think Luka is playing, though. But I don't think LeBron is playing.
I saw Austin Reeves the other night do his best Luka impersonation. My goodness, where'd that come from?
Yeah, it's fun, man. Now we're in the heart of basketball season, man. Who you got tonight, man? You think Lakers are gonna win with the new Luka look?
I kind of feel like he wants to go out there in La La Land and take care of some business and go destroy some stuff. So hopefully, I'm going to look at it a little bit closer. I'll give my bets later on. Before I do say goodbye to you, you got to tell me, man, what did you think about that big game last night? My goodness, the Eagles beat the brakes off the Chiefs, did not even blitz. Vic Fangio did not blitz one time on Pat Mahomes. They destroyed him with 4. They knocked him down 10 times in the first half. He was turning the ball over like it was going out of style. Lord, that was a beatdown. I mean, it was 40-22. I feel like the score looks a lot closer than the game felt. I mean, it was 34-0 at one point or 40-6 at another point. I mean, it was a whipping.
It was a whipping, man. It was. If you're a Chiefs fan, at least you got something. You got some couple trophies to cry over because you got some. But they beat the crap out the Chiefs last night, man. It was ugly, man. And down in New Orleans, man, it was so many Philly fans down there. So I know they partied hard last night, man.
Yeah, they're probably not feeling all that great this morning, but man, I know they were
they feel
really
great.
good
last
night.
They can look up and say, like, we Super Bowl champions. They feel great.
Right now, where you look at Jalen Hurts when it comes to the quarterback tree, I mean, right now, Joe Burrow ain't got no Super Bowl ring or Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson doesn't. Josh Allen doesn't. But damn, Jalen Hurts, again, a guy who's also got a national championship in college sports, who won one with Alabama, also now has a Super Bowl. Seems like this guy's always counted out, but all he does is win.
I never said anything bad about Jalen. He's a really good quarterback. But he's not a great quarterback. Nick Foles has a Super Bowl ring, but that don't make him a great
beat
quarterback.
Tom Brady.
Right.
Did.
And my thing is, just because you win a ring don't mean you all that. But I will put Jalen Hurts in the top 10, but he's still not a top 5 quarterback. But he's a really good quarterback because he's so efficient. But I do like him as a quarterback. So,
it's kind of the wild, like, Lamar and Josh Allen can't beat him in the big game, but twice, head-to-head, Jalen Hurts, if you put his stats up against Pat Mahomes in the 2 Super Bowls they played, of course, Kansas City won a couple years ago. Last night, of course, the Eagles won. He has 654 total yards, 37 first downs, 7 touchdowns, only 2 turnovers. Pat Mahomes, 477 yards, 25 first downs, 6 touchdowns, and 3 turnovers. Like, dude, head-to-head in the big games, Jalen Hurts is outplaying Patty.
But what's their record against one another? 1-1.
That is 8. You know what? That is the truth. Oh, and one other thing I was going to say, man, Hubie Brown called his final game this week.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, man. You know, I love Hubie, man. Ever since, even before Hubie coached this team, the Grizzlies, you know, I've always been a good fan of Hubie because he tells you like it is. He don't sugarcoat it. You know, he don't have any favorites. He just, whatever he sees, that's what he calls. And he took Memphis to the playoffs, even though he didn't win the series while he was here. I don't think he won a game while he was here, but people still love him because he made the Memphis Grizzlies relevant.
Man, he did. Those were some fun times. And, again, Grizzlies right now still second over there in the West, but just got worked by OKC. We'll find out here shortly where the Tigers are going to be ranked. But, Terry, that's all the time I got. I appreciate you giving it to me. Be blessed out there. And, again, don't forget, Valentine's is this Friday, homie. Make sure you come see us at Denzel's.
Got you covered, man. And look for me for stuff coming from L.A., man. From San Francisco this week.
Oh, buddy, have fun. Do me a favor. Do everything that I would do and more. Just make sure you're good at it, all right?
All right, my brother. Talk to you later.
That is TD. I'm out here at Denzel's right there on Pleasant View. This is where they make the coffee. I mean, the coffees. The chocolates. I'm drinking coffee, eating Cashew Crunch, enjoying life. Because, again, I'm out here at Pleasant View. You need to get something for the sweetheart in your life that is absolutely perfect, and Denzel's is it. I mean, they got chocolate-covered strawberries. Place your order for the strawberries now. You can get grapes. You can get pineapples. They got all kinds of chocolate-covered this and that. They got nuts. They got Cashew Crunch, which is so good. Truffles, cherries, assorted creams. They got it all, and they got a Valentine's box for you. Anywhere from 2 ounces to 7 pounds, there's one to fit every single budget. And today only, you place your order, mention Sports 56, you'll get 14% off your entire order. Today and today only. No matter what, Friday going to be here. Valentine's going to be here. Reach out to Denzel's. Place your order today. They got 5 great locations. You got Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, downtown, and the one that I'm out here at Pleasant View. We're going to take a quick time out, come back, clean up a few things. We got to talk a little bit more about the big game that we saw last night, the Tigers, the Grizzlies, so much more. Don't you dare touch that dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest bench ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Breakfast is what you make it, and maybe, just maybe once in a while, you want your breakfast to have a little kick to it. That's why Sunrise doesn't just feature a full bar. They feature drinks that scream, have me with breakfast. Ever had a breakfast shot? They mix Jameson with butterscotch schnapps, then add an OJ chaser and a bite of bacon, and you'll feel like you've just had a taste of pancakes, but with alcohol. Another Sunrise specialty is the wake-up call, vodka, Red Bull, and lime, and you can keep the can. As always, the food at Sunrise is unrivaled, and they have a full bar.
I know it's not spring yet, but it's close, and right now, it's the perfect time to start thinking and planning for your backyard entertainment. Just so happens Family Leisure is thinking that way too, with their preseason pool and patio sale. Get 2024 pricing on all above-ground pools and patio furniture. Also, secure your spot for pool installation. That way, you can go ahead and start making plans. Lots of new inventory is en route, so in-stock patio furniture is up to 70% off. You want a play gym, a trampoline, how about an outdoor kitchen to go along with that new pool? They're all on sale too. You can get spas up to $3,000 off and save even more by mentioning this ad. You do that, you'll get a $250 gift card with a pool, spa, or patio furniture purchase. Winter won't last forever. The spring will be here soon, so get ready with the preseason pool and patio sale at Family Leisure, Rick Road off I-40, where family and fun all come together.
During During the tax season, your sensitive info does a lot of traveling to places you can't control. Stopping off at payroll, your accountant or tax preparer, countless other data setters on its way to the IRS. Any of them can expose you to identity theft because they all have the info on your W-2, just the ticket for criminals to steal your identity. No wonder the IRS reported tax fraud due to identity theft went up 20% last year. You need LifeLock. They monitor millions of data points per second, alert you to threats you'd miss. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialists fix it, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. And restoration is guaranteed or your money back. So don't let identity thieves take...
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Y'all know I'm out here at Dental's on Pleasant View. Today and today only. Like, nothing's like this is going to happen no matter what. This Friday is Valentine's Day. Do not wait to the last minute. In fact, if you're smart and you go ahead and plan ahead today, reach out to Dental's. 5 locations. Anywhere in the city you can find one. I can promise you that. You know they got the one I'm out here where they make the candy out here at Pleasant View. They got you covered downtown. They got you in Collierville. They got you in Germantown. They got you in Laurelwood. They're open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. And again, if you place your order today, you're going to get a 14% discount on your entire orders. Get those truffles, cherries, assorted creams, the nuts, the chewies, the crunchies, all kinds of goodies at Dental's. And again, they have something for everybody. Valentine's Day boxes range from 2 ounces to 7 pounds. There's a box to fit everyone's budget. Check out Denstall's. In a little bit, we'll talk with Becky Denstall, talk about how nobody dips them like Denstall's, why they can come out here and what they can get for their loved ones for Valentine's Day. We're also going to break down a little bit more the Super Bowl. Where's Jalen Hurts now? Like, how do we look at him? I mean, he just wins. I mean, that's what matters, right? He might not be the greatest thrower of the football. You're not going to mistake him for Dan Marino. He doesn't run the ball quite like Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, but damn, who else runs better than him other than those two guys? Jaden Daniels runs in a different way. He's fast, he's scary, he's slick. But man, you need a 1 yard, the tush push. You need a big play. Seemed like Jalen Hurts comes up bigs in big games. Now, outside of that fumble, let's be real. If he don't have that fumble against Kansas City, he's the MVP for a second time because last night he was the MVP after they just dismantled the Chiefs. The defense was flat out nasty. But a few years ago when the Chiefs did pull that bad boy out, he did have 3 rushing touchdowns. He did throw a passing touchdown, and he did throw for over 300 yards. And now in 2 Super Bowls, you look at the numbers, his numbers are better than Pat Mahomes.
I'm so glad you said that. I love you for that.
They are. It's crazy. 477 yard total offense for Pat. You got 25 first downs, 6 touchdowns, 3 turnovers. Jalen Hurts, though, 2 games against Pat, 654 yards, 37 first downs, 7 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. And the thing is also, let's not forget, not a lot of people out there, man, have won a national championship and the Super Bowl. Like, that's just flat out the truth. And now Jalen Hurts is up there. And I'm just trying to figure out where really do we put him because that defense is so good. That team is so good. You got Saquon. You got this. You got that. Be good, Joe. And I'm about to get up out of here, though. But we're going to talk a little bit more about this. And then we also got to talk and do a little switchity up. I don't know much about the halftime show, but I bet Darian Newsom does. And I heard some crazy stuff after watching that bad boy. So we're going to talk football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. Back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
For 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make sure work on demanding chores. Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105,
definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WOW25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, write your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WOW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WOW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code WOW25.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling at the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts.
Original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis.
That was one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 at 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Man, it's the Monday, day after the big game. My goodness. And the big game was kind of a big disappointment. I was hoping there would be at least a fight.
I wouldn't say that, John.
Out of the Chiefs. Well, you must have had just a lot of money on the Eagles then, because that was a
You know where I'm coming from. I'm just glad the GOAT debate is over. You know where I'm coming from.
Oh, the Tom Brady.
Oh,
and
come
Pat
on.
Mahomes.
Come on.
Hey, now
you called us the Buffalo Bills. You said, what are the 49ers and the Eagles if we lose again? You called us the Bills.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Oh, my goodness. But it's just kind of wild today when you look back at that game. And, you know, I went against everything that I believe, because I always said the most important thing is the offensive defensive line, the trenches. And if you looked at the defensive front for the Eagles, they were better, as formidable as Chris Jones and them boys are, Karlaftis, et cetera, et cetera. Also, the offensive line for Kansas City wasn't any good. I just thought Andy Reid, his smarts, the fact that he's one of the great coaches out there in football, was going to be able to put something together. But the four dudes were just putting so much pressure on Pat Mahomes. I mean, I've never seen him basically so flustered in a pocket in my entire life. It was a crazy beatdown, was it not? I mean, it just made me think to myself, goodness gracious, Pat Mahomes somewhat can be mortal. And against a great defense, if you get pressure, and that offensive line couldn't stop anybody. And they didn't blitz one time. They sacked him 6 times. They knocked him down 10 times in his first 20 dropbacks. Did you know that?
Absolutely.
His first 20 times he dropped back, he got knocked on his keister. Like, they were beating the brakes off of him. Sweat's going to get paid. He was coming off that edge. Jalen Carter doing his things. And, again, the one thing that's scary, that's real scary about the Eagles is not only are they young. I mentioned they had 111 starts this season by guys 24 or younger. That hadn't happened since, that great team that won a few. Remember the 49ers back in the day, the Cowboys in 93, and then, of course, the 2022 Kansas City Chiefs, same situation. And then now you also got to look at Jalen Hurts, man. He's up there with Joe Montana and Joe Namath. Did you know that the only quarterbacks, there's only 3 quarterbacks to win a Natty and a Super Bowl? Hurts, Montana, and Namath. Is that nuts, or am I just nuts?
That's awesome.
Like right now. Like think about this. Joe Burrow. Like everybody and their grandmother, we love Joe Burrow. He's got a Natty. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's awesome. And the things that he's done in his career, you just got to, like, clap your hands. But right now, you wouldn't want a Super Bowl win and a Super Bowl MVP to go with that. Lamar Jackson is the truth. Got 2 MVPs. Could have won another one this year. Josh Allen is a bad mamma jamma. They just haven't been able to get past Pat Mahomes. And in 2 dead-gum Super Bowls, Hurts has played extremely well. It ain't a regular season thing. They run the football well. They play great defense. Sometimes he's not asked to do too much. He's asked not to not lose the game necessarily than to go win it. But, man, he's just a winner, and it's impressive. This ain't Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl, but also when you talk about the GOAT debate with Tom Brady, remember, Tom did lose twice to Eli.
And to Nick
Foles. Also did lose to Nick Foles.
But he didn't get beat down like that yesterday, sir.
No, he did not. The only time they were getting a beat down was the Atlanta Falcons.
And he came back.
They came back. And they won that bad boy. Now, I'm going to remind you, Darian, we are about to jump back in all kinds of football talk, but it's Monday, and this is a very, very important week. Because not only did the NFL football season come to an end, you know what happens right after the Super Bowl, right? Oh, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. And it's this Friday, February 14th, and you do not need to be a procrastinator. You don't need to wait. You need to get it done today because guess what? If you do it today, and you do it with Dinstall's, 14% off. All you have to do is mention Sports 56. And you know I'm crazy for the Cashew Crunch. I love the chocolate-covered strawberries and the pineapples and the grapes. The assorted creams, the cherries, the truffles. And, again, they got boxes for everybody because they got them from 2 ounces to 7 pounds. They got a box to fit everybody's budget. And if you don't wait and you order today, again, you get 14% off. And I'm so lucky because I got Becky Dinstall hanging out with me. Becky, how are you doing today?
Hello, John.
It is so good to see you. I love this time of the year, one, because I sit here and eat Cashew Crunch the whole time. Main reason is to get to see you and just come out here and just smell all this yumminess and just know that, man, right now, like I'm sure Chash might be listening today, but she's so excited because she said, you're going to Dinstall's this morning today, aren't you? I was like, yeah. She goes, can you just bring my Valentine's gift early? And I'm like, baby, I'll get you a couple Valentine's Day, but I'll bring you some chocolate from Dinstall's to start, loving on and eating today. So what's been going on in your life?
Well, we are really getting ready for chocolate-covered strawberries, and they launch on Wednesday. So if your special Valentine likes our chocolate-covered strawberries, its time is drawing near. So we're encouraging you to place your order so we make sure we reserve your box and we don't run out because it's going to get tight this weekend. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the big days, and we want to make sure we've reserved your box. So you can place your order, and then we have a special pickup area for those that have reserved in advance.
Nice.
So you don't have to stand in the long lines. You can just come right in, give us your name, and we've got you ready to go.
And we can do this at any of the locations. We can do this at Carterville, Germantown, downtown. Of course, we're out here at Pleasant View. You can do it at Laurelwood. All of them?
All of them. They're ready for you.
Oh, I love it. And again, today, if you do it today, 14% off.
Can't beat that.
Don't be a procrastinator. Get out there and get it done. It's coming whether you like it or not. And I know one thing, I am fired up for a little bit of chocolate, and I'm out here just so excited about today. Now, do me a favor. Y'all been doing this for 123 years. Nobody dips them quite like Dinstall's. Was wondering, what if your loved one's out of town?
We can ship it to them.
That's what I was hoping.
We certainly can. So if it's strawberries, we have to ship those overnight. Otherwise, you can place your order. Many times we can ship it ground and get it there by Friday or Saturday maybe. But for those strawberries, they're so delicate and so perishable.
They're so good.
And so juicy. So we have to send those overnight. But give us a call. We'll take care of you. And we have special shipping rates with FedEx
Nice.
and UPS. So we're happy to help you out on that.
Now, also, maybe you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, I love chocolate. I just am not a big strawberry fan. I never had the pineapple until last year. The chocolate-covered pineapple is fire. And you have the chocolate-covered grapes, so it's not just strawberries.
That's right. So if your sweetheart prefers grapes or pineapple, maybe they don't like the juicy strawberries, but they'd rather have something different, we've got that. Or we've got truffles.
I know.
The truffle ganache.
Dave walked out of here with a few of them.
But the truffles it's primarily chocolate and whipped cream. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
That's why they're so rich and creamy inside.
Oh, my goodness. And then I also need to ask you, so say I have no idea what I'm going to get my loved one. Mm-hmm. Can you just come out here and just walk through all these little beautiful things, look at your truffles and your chocolates, and you got people out here who kind of can just help you and be like, I'm not sure exactly what I want, but I need to do this, and this is my budget. You got people out here to help you, right?
Absolutely. And we can hit anybody's budget from 2-ounce box of heart to all the way to the 7-pounder. So, you tell us what you want to spend, what your sweetheart likes, and we will either custom pack it for them or we'll direct you to one of our pre-pack boxes.
And they are everywhere. And by the way, it is just packed to the walls. I mean, it is packed to the walls. Everybody's out there. Y'all are open from 10 to 6, Monday through Saturday.
Right. And for, on Thursday and Friday, if you're running a little early, just knock on the door. I think we're going to be opening a little bit early for those last-minute shoppers.
Oh, and there's a lot of last-minute shoppers out there. I know one thing. I've been, known to procrastinate a little bit. But if I'm saving money, I don't. I reach out right now. 14% off. You just mentioned Sports 56, Bing, Bang, Boom, and it is done. Gotta know, what's your favorite truffle?
Well, as far as truffles are concerned, the triple chocolate's pretty good. And you get all 3 layers of milk, dark, and white. So that's kind of hard to beat.
I know Chas loves that red velvet truffle that you've done.
And then there's
my goodness.
the champagne truffles.
Never had the
Amaretta.
champagne truffle.
Got that going. So there's just a good variety. But my overall favorite piece of all times is Dinstall's chocolate fudge covered in dark chocolate. It has been ranked, our fudge has been ranked #1 in America.
In all the chocolate places in the whole world. We're #1 up in here.
That's right. And that was a blind taste test.
That is awesome.
So we were very excited about that. And we think it's pretty good. It was one of Great-Granddaddy Dinstall's founding recipes.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness. And again, when you say 123 years, that just kind of blows my mind. Like, which was the first shop?
Well, it was downtown on Main Street. The building is no longer there, but it's kind of where the county building currently sits on Main. And that was the original Dinstall's, and it was an ice cream parlor and candy store. Can you imagine?
Oh, yes. 2 things that I absolutely love. Oh, absolutely love. We're here with Becky Dinstall, and again, today and today only, 14% off. All you have to do is mention Sports 56. But if you can get over here to Pleasant View in about 45 minutes,
right,
I'm going to be giving away some goodies. Thank you to Becky. We're giving away, a box of chocolate-covered strawberries. How you like me now? We're giving away a whole thing, a round of assorted chocolates. We also got tickets to the Memphis Florida Atlantic game on the 23rd. So if you get up here to Pleasant View where they make the chocolate, come in here, see me, see Becky, drop your name in the box, and I'm going to announce the winner before I get out of here.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers, man. That was a big win this Sunday, wasn't it?
It was nice.
Go Tigers. Becky, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for bringing all the sweet love to Memphis.
Thanks so much, John. And remember, nobody dips them like Dinstals.
That is a fact, people. I love me some Dinstals. So come on out and see me again. Pleasant View right now. If you're on lunch break, stop on in. Take care of that person that you love. Take care of your kids, your mom, your grandmother, everybody you care about. Get them a little something sweet, and I mean super duper sweet. Best fudge in the whole wide world. Blind taste test. They got it out here at Dinstals. Last night, though, Darren, we had that crazy big game. Jalen Hurts, I look at him totally different right now. But also, I look at this Eagles team, and I just start thinking to myself, man, you know, the one thing about it, like everything goes back to one thing, and it's drafting and developing talent. And you got to look how young this Eagles roster is. Again, 111 starts from players 25 and younger. That hadn't happened. The only other 3 times it did was the 1984 49ers, who went to win on 2 of them, the 93 Cowboys, who went to win on 2 more championships, and, of course, 2022 Chiefs, who won 2 championships. The Eagles are young. Not only are they young, do you realize they got $24 million in cap space, and only 2 of their top 20 players, defensive ends Josh Sweat and all-pro middle linebacker Zach Bond, are the only free agents this offseason that really, of major note. And I don't know if you know this. Do you know Zach Bond was brought over to absolutely really do nothing and play special teams and is turned into a deadgum all-pro? Is that not crazy how this guy's just come on like a rocket?
Nuts. They have what I call contract prosperity, John. That's what I call the Eagles right now. For the next 2 years, they have all of their major components under contract. So they got enough to make a big move, like, go and getting that guy in Cleveland that wants to go. But why would you mess with it? Why would you mess with it?
Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
They have a lot of pieces. They have some draft capital, they could, if you want to stay atop
I'll tell you
that
one thing,
mountain.
he wants to go there. He's leaving the Browns for one reason. He says he wants to go and play for a Super Bowl. He wants to get to the postseason. This guy's been out of control, awesome. Some of the numbers from Myles Garrett, I think people would really scratch their head if they actually saw how great he was.
Yes.
I mean, I was looking at some of the Myles Garrett's, and this is spitballing off the top of my head because I didn't know I was going to go here, but the most consecutive season with 10 sacks, like he's tied with Jared Allen, who we saw last night, DeMarcus Ware, Bruce Smith, and Lawrence Taylor with 7 seasons of 10 sacks, at least 10 sacks, and that's going all the way back to 1982. And the only 2 people are ahead of him, and that's, of course, the Minister of Defense, Reggie White, who did it for 9 consecutive seasons, and then John Randall out of Minnesota. So you talking about being up there with some elite company. You put him on an elite defense like that Eagles, man, that thing got me scary if you talk about that. That would be serious, serious trouble.
John, you know how old he is? Myles Garrett? Uh-huh.
Let's see. He's played at least 7 consecutive seasons, probably 28. 29.
Man, you are the man. 29 years old.
Oh, look at Johnny. Johnny doing good today for not as good as Howie Roseman, though. And if you don't
Hey, I'm glad you brought up Roseman. I wanted to make up one point. What if your boss came to you, hired another guy, gave him your job, pushed you to the side, and then brought you back to do said job? I don't know if we would do that great with the job. What I mean is Jeffrey Lurie actually did that to Howie Roseman with Mr. Chip. Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly came in. He gave him all of the power, all of the glory. He realizes that he made a mistake, gets Chip Kelly out of there, give Howie the job back, and then look how he bounces back. Great.
Now you got to say congratulations to Howie.
Yes.
He's led the
because
Eagles
most
to 3
people don't
Super Bowl
bounce back for
appearances
that.
in
You
8
lost
years.
faith in me.
No, but he won NFL Executive of the Year a couple times. I know that for sure. And that team last night that he put together, that was a juggernaut. That defense was absolutely filthy, and they're extremely young. They still got cap room, again, $24 million under the cap next year. So I don't think they're going anywhere. But I do want to ask you, though, how do you feel about Jalen Hurts today?
Awesome. I'm so happy for him. I took it back to when he was actually pulled for Tua Tagovailoa back at Alabama. He's done. Yes, he is. No, he's not. He goes to Oklahoma, does his thing, gets to the NFL. I am so glad. That's what attrition does. That's what passion is. I just love his story right now. He's a great face of the NFL right now. Couldn't have happened to a better player.
Couldn't happen to a better dude.
I want to ask you, is the GOAT discussion over with, sir? Can we end that?
With Pat Mahomes,
Yeah, for-
absolutely not, because it ain't Pat going anywhere. I mean, he's not going anywhere. Let's just be real. I mean, again,
3-2 in
7 consecutive
Super
years
Bowls.
to the AFC Championship. I mean, 2-3. That's the same exact place
3-2.
that Brady
He was
was.
3-2. Joe Montana was 4-0. 0 interceptions. Never had a game like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he still got a lot. Speaking of
Still got a
how
lot.
young my man Myles Garrett is, Pat Mahomes ain't old.
I'm just glad he lost, John. You know, I am so happy for the Eagles right now. And a team that kept me from getting to a Super Bowl. How about that? Like, I'm so happy for them right now. And this GOAT stuff.
29-year-old Pat Mahomes.
And the GOAT discussion, man. He has more work to do.
All right. Then here's the question. Who had a better weekend, Jalen Hurts or Tom Brady?
I like Brady on the call last night, but I think Hurts. Why would you say Brady?
I was just saying because, one, they quit saying that, the GOAT discussion is now being tampered.
Oh, from that
Brady's,
standpoint, okay.
Back up there. And he didn't bomb yesterday.
No, he didn't. People liked him. Did you like him yesterday on the call? Or did you
the
even have
game
the sound up? Was the sound?
I did some. It was more of, I just didn't notice him as much as I thought I would, which is good, like I have in some of the games. And the game was so just absolutely blah, blah, blah that everybody was just talking.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it just wasn't. It just didn't have that Super Bowl feel because right off the jump, you knew that Kansas City had no chance. It was over with a quickness.
Do you like Burkhardt with him?
Kevin,
yeah. I think he would have did a lot better with Buck, though. If that would have been Buck and Brady, I think Buck brings him along a little more.
Yeah, I don't think Buck likes Aikman, man.
I know. And Aikman got more money than him. Gotta really love him, right?
Dude, Tom getting paid. Don't worry about Tom, man. $30 million.
Yeah, but it's over with this year. He's not calling games next year. He's the owner now, right? He's not doing this next year.
Right
is he?
now, it seems like that. Well, seems like the NFL's bending over backwards to make sure they can keep his job.
What?
With the network? Yep.
You can't do that, man.
He's looking to be back, baby.
I love Brady, but you can't do that, right, John? You can't do that.
Man, he can. He's Tom Brady. He gets to do pretty much everything he wants. And so did the Eagles. They did everything they wanted and more. That defense was so nasty. And again, I'm just confused, and I wanted to ask you, and what do you people think out there? I thought the AFC was better this year. I just thought the AFC was a better league. I mean, when I looked over at the American League, I thought Buffalo was legit. I thought Baltimore was legit. I thought the Texans with C.J. Stroud, young buck, decent, pretty good. Of course, Kansas City, just winning championships left and right. I thought the AFC was legit. I look over at the NFC, and I'm thinking to myself, man, the NFC West, the 49ers were terrible this year. Didn't really believe in the Rams. Very, very young defense. Matt's getting a little old. And let's be real, Puka Nacua is out of control, but Cooper Kupp just don't look like Cooper Kupp used to,
He's out of L.A., by the way.
The Bucks, by the way, like Baker Mayfield, cute little story.
Very cute.
Did they really scare you? Detroit's defense was decimated. Washington, who had the number 2 pick last year in the NFL draft, makes it to the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. I'm thinking to myself, man, Kansas City had to go through the Texans, and they had to take care of business, of course, against the Buffalo Bills. And you just think to yourself, like, dude, the AFC is just a better division. Well, not so fast, my friend, because that Eagles team, like, you can't say anything. They're the best team in football.
Who would have beat them last night, John? Let me ask you that. From the AFC. Insert another team.
Nobody.
I don't think anybody would have beat them last night.
Nobody.
The Ravens. Who else you rattle off? The
Ravens, the Bills.
Nobody would have beat them. Correct? Okay.
Correct.
Just wanted to make sure you were in agreement with that.
It was just an absolute beat down.
I got two quick hits for you before you go to break.
By the way, 24-0 at halftime. Like, just the Cooper DeJean interception, though.
Beautiful.
Like, where he returned that junt. Like, that's when, right when that happened, because it was still 10-0. Second quarter, I'm like, Kansas City, maybe they can get something going. And then when he threw that pick 6, I was like, man, this bad boy is so over. It's not even funny.
And his very next pass was an interception, John. Don't forget that.
Hey, Pat did not have a good night. Now, Pat owned up to it and said he didn't have a good night.
Where was Taylor Swift? I didn't see a lot of her last night. What happened?
I saw her a little bit. I saw her a couple times. I think it was a few times. I saw her a few times.
All right, you want these? Your texters are hitting you right quick. You want them?
Hit me. Let me know what they thinking.
All right, right now you got one coming in says the AFC has the best 4 quarterbacks. So it seems like the AFC is superior, but Philly is the best team in football. That's one.
Can't argue with that text.
Another AFC overall was better. NFC just had the best team. Another texter says that defense reminded them of the '85 Bears.
Dude, they were so filthy last night. Let's just, give them. And the 22 points were such BS points. It's not even funny.
Yeah, that was 40-6. That wasn't 22.
Quarter. And I think there was like 3 minutes in the game when they started scoring their touchdowns. It was 40-6 late in the fourth quarter before Kansas City did anything.
Xavier Worthy. Yeah, we were thinking. See, that's why I love you, dog. Did you see his rookie record?
Golly. He's like the only dude
empty calories.
He had 157 yards. It was 2 touchdowns.
Super Bowl rookie record.
8 receptions, I think.
We'll give
him that love. What did you think about the fact that Saquon didn't do anything? I had a few people I was hanging around.
I loved how they used him because they didn't force him up the gut. They kept trying to get him the ball, whether he was moving, whether he was running or coming out the backfield, out the flat. I love the way they kept him involved. You can say they stopped him, but your eyes stayed on him. Maybe almost like a diversion.
Dude, it opened up everything.
Yeah, maybe they used him like a diversion.
Rushes 72 yards, and then you had Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper, just getting wide open, and then have Jahan Dotson, and oh man, that was a crazy. But when you run a ball 45 times on a football team, that something's good happened. And the Philadelphia Eagles ran the ball 45 times right down the Kansas City Chiefs' throat. They only did 135 yards. That's a 3-yard average. But if you look at, they didn't have to do a whole lot because they had great field position. Pat Mahomes was just terrible, and he was just getting hit. Pat Mahomes, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, this looks like Sam Darnold. Like when they played the Rams or the in the playoffs over in Arizona, and then don't forget the last game when they played Detroit. Pat Mahomes looked more Sam Darnold in those games than he looked like the great Patty Mahomes.
John, I have to give you this. This will be the last texture I give you until we come back. Texture says an LPL event would have been better than that game.
Dude, Little Polo League. By the way, LPL also is the Little People League.
Oh, my goodness.
But underneath the umbrella of the Little People League, we have the LPL, Little Jousting. We got Little Football. We got Little League. Little baseball.
They're going to keep this alive,
Little sprint cup. Man, I'm getting shirts. Do you think I'm joking? This is would you rather watch a bunch of little people last night playing polo, or would you rather watch that football game?
Apparently, the people have spoken. The texture says your event would have been better than watching that last night. So,
well, don't you worry. It won't be long. I'm getting it all together. We're getting miniature horses, and I'm reaching out to all the little people out there.
Even after the Super Bowl, they won't let it die, Judd.
651,000 little people out there looking for work, and I'm about to give them the opportunity to be employed. And I'm also going to give you the opportunity. Like Bill Belichick, I think, just walked in here with his 24-year-old girlfriend. Is that him? Man, Bill knows how to do it. He's getting the best dead gum chocolate in the whole wide world, best fudge in the world, best chocolate-covered strawberries I've ever had. The chocolate-covered pineapples and the grapes are fire. Cashew crunch, turtlenettes, assorted creams, truffles, cherries, all kinds of nuts, chewies, and crunchies. They're all at Denstall's, and they got 5 locations. They got you downtown. They got you right now where I'm at Pleasant View, Collierville, Germantown, Laurelwood. Stop in and see them and get that love of your life, the Valentine's gift they deserve. Valentine's Day is February 14th, but today and today only, you reach out, you place your order at Denstall's, 14% off for mentioning Sports 56. You come into the building, you see them, and you say, hey, what's up, man? I was listening to Sports 56. 14% off today only. And again, here in about 30 minutes, if you can get by, fill it out, put it in the box. I'm going to make a drawing for a box of chocolate-covered strawberries, a round of assorted chocolates, 4 tickets to the U of M basketball game against Florida Atlantic on February 23rd. So here in a few weeks. But we are going to take a small time out. We got to do some bets. We got to do some wood. And we got to talk about all the goodies. Don't forget, though, also, February 14th is a Friday. So make sure you have the chocolates from Denstall's. But also don't forget, pick up the best spirit around so you and your lady can eat a little chocolate and enjoy the evening. Get you some Tito's. It's crafted and still the United States, baby. down in Austin, Texas. It's 6 times distilled before they still it in classic copper pots, so it's got a very unique flavor, slightly sweet with that black pepper noted, balances everything out. You could be crafting a cocktail, you could be drinking it neat, whatever you do, get your Tito's on today. And little people, little Polo, all my peeps out there, keep those texts coming at the Sissy's Log Cabin texter and listener line 901-360-8255, because life is too short for ordinary jewelry. We're going to take a quick time out. We got a little wood for you on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
I have so many people tell me they hear my ads on this station and that they want to know if I'm really as bad a golfer as everyone says. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Ben Storff Realtors. And yes, I hate to say I am. I wish I were in my 90s because I could then tell people I shoot my age. But being a bad golfer is not terrible because I devote so much of my time to selling homes to keep my clients happy. Over the many years in the real estate business, I developed a highly successful strategic marketing program, not merely a listing program. Using preparation, presentation, and proper pricing, it works. If you're thinking of selling, talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and make sure that I am one of them. Find out why people often say that when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn. That's Shell Dunn Rosengarten, 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. Do it now. Shell Dunn, 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. I have been told that my ads are all business and I should share some of my personality. Okay, I love tongue twisters, like the one about the terrific tasting toast by Taste Tester Toaster, or Big Black Bugs, Bleed Blue Blood, and of course Sally and her seashells. Or of course the ever-present I'm a Mother Pheasant Plucker, I pluck Mother Pheasants. Okay, enough of that. If you want an honest, fair, reasonable roofing, siding, or gutter estimate, call Five-Ash Roofing at 367-0050. That's exactly what you'll get. No empty promises, no high-pressure sales tactics, and no fast-talking salesman trying to convince you that today and only today is the best day for you to get a new roof. For the record, the best day to get a new roof is when you're ready for one. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a beautiful day, only if you were an Eagles better. No, not really. It's a beautiful day for everybody because you know what? We done moved on. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's a gift, baby. And speaking of gifts, you better get your girl a gift. You better get your daughters, your grandmother, the people you love in your life because Valentine's Day is this Friday. That's right. Ain't gonna, like nothing you can do. It's upon us. But you're so lucky because Dinstall's has you covered. They've been doing it for 123 years. Nobody dips them quite like Dinstall's. There's chocolate-covered strawberries are going to be they're going to be rolling these bad boys out on Wednesday. Go ahead and place your orders now. That way you can get those bad boys. They don't just have chocolate-covered strawberries. They got chocolate-covered pineapples and grapes. Order those bad boys now. And if you order them today, You can get 14% off. Whatever you get today at all their fine locations. They got you out in Laurelwood, in Carterville, in Germantown. They got you downtown. They got you at Pleasant View where I'm at. So whatever you do, make sure you get your girl. You get the people you love. Get them the best, because nobody dips them like Dinstall's. And maybe you want some truffles or cherries or assorted creams or turtlets. They got it all. They got it all. And today, 14% off if you mention Sports 56. Just to remind you, they are open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. They might open a little bit, like if you get in here a little early, about 9:45, 9:30 in the morning, you got to get to work and everything, stop on by this week. They'll open up a little bit earlier. Just tap on the door. Becky will take care of you. And, again, place your order today for 14% off. Guess what, D?
Yo.
We going to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
You thought you were going to give me right
have
then,
a little.
didn't you?
We didn't. Yeah, I did. I will tell you this, though. A lot of people last night very disappointed in maybe the football game. I didn't think I'd ever seen this much disappointment when it came to the anthem. Did you hear about all the controversy last night?
With Mr. Baptiste?
Yes. So it depended on whatever sports book you used is basically
The one that made you happy or pissed you off. One of the two.
Yes, because a few sports books clocked it at 1 minute and 22 seconds. Another sports book clocked it at 1 minute and 19. If you didn't know, it was 1 minute and 20. And some of them had the over, some of them had the under, and a lot of people were freaking out. The ones who lost were crying foul. The ones who won are extremely excited. And again, I don't know how you do it. Like, I mean, the front office sportsbook, FanDuel, all of them clocked it at 1 minute and 20 and a half seconds, meaning that if you bet the over, you were the winner. DraftKings, Bovada, they went 119 and a half. Therefore, if you had them, you would have had the under. So again, a lot of mayhem with it. I don't know how you do it, but my goodness, there were, like, the X is hilarious. People were going in on people like, that's rigged. Dude, it's the anthem. Like, whoa. Like, if you mad because you bet on the coin toss and you lost the coin toss, is the coin toss rigged too?
Can you break the tie?
And one other thing. Man, no, like, they didn't give a tie, man. It's winners and losers. They ain't
No,
nobody.
I mean, like, I want to ask you, as far as the national anthem, when you start the time, because I think that's the issue. Some people think that you start the time once the piano starts playing or once the first note comes out. What says
I think it's
John
the first
Harden?
note.
The first note. Okay.
The note. Yeah, because, man, if you did that with John Baptiste, the way he plays all kinds of stuff, I think
You would have had over, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely would have had it. But, yeah, man, the world has been a little upset when it comes to that. Also heard, did you know Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like he's going to be back in New York?
Oh, man. Here we go.
Yep. Aaron. Looks like
A-Ron.
the Jets are apparently over him. Where's Aaron Rodgers playing next year?
I've been thinking about that.
Like, who's going to go out there? Where can Aaron go in there and actually make a difference? And where's someplace that he's going to actually enjoy himself? I mean, I think he needs a strong coach to, like,
Seattle,
not in his
possibly?
keister.
Okay, if that's the case, Vegas.
I mean, so what are they going to do with Geno?
Geno got his money, remember? Geno, they're done with
Yeah,
Geno.
he did.
He got his money. $6 million, that quarter or whatever you called it earlier. But
He got his money. He got $6 million.
The last game. Yeah, that was the last
to
game.
the last game of the year. Thank you very much to Mr. Sean McVay, who didn't play any of his starters. And Geno went out there, threw touchdown passes all over the place, got a bunch of yards, got the 10th win of the season, and he collects $6 million in bonuses after that game. That was a strong day for my man Geno. Also, strong day for Luka, because guess what? You know he's going to make his debut tonight in L.A., right?
Yes.
And guess what he did today?
Worked out. I hope.
Nope. No. He donated a whole lot of money, to the LA fires.
Yes, the wildfires, yes.
Oh, my gosh. Like, I don't know, like 40,000 acres are destroyed, a bunch of houses. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, the damage that's been done is absolutely awful. The only good thing right now, like you said, is they got Luka at least, 25-year-old superstar down in LA, but he donated a bunch of money before his first start. And again, Luka Doncic, definitely, I think he's going to be a big hero out there in L.A. They're going to love him. They're going to love them some Luka.
Question.
This is about to get Shohei Ohtani money style for the Bus family. But before you ask me this question, I wanted to ask you, how dumb does Dallas look today? Because L.A. looks kind of Gucci.
Very. Oh,
Dallas,
my God, John.
AD goes out there
My God, John.
and plays his first game, and he's already injured and going to miss at least a month. You traded a guy that you were upset because he ate jelly donuts and drank too much beer for you. And again, at 25 years old, it's not like his game's dealt on athleticism. This guy can go to the pub and then go out to the court and still beat you and drop 31 points because he's a walking bucket.
He got you to the finals
AD's
last
never
year.
healthy.
Never.
He's never healthy.
Nickname is Street Clothes. Why would you do that?
I mean, right now I know one thing. You know Mark Cuban, the guy who looks just like Rachel Maddow?
Rachel Maddow, yes.
He does look just like her. They look just like each other. It's hilarious. But you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, he sold
did
the Mavericks for billions and still runs the operations.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they said that he was behind the scenes. It was already basically done deal, but he was trying to do everything they can to convince him not to get rid of Luka.
I can believe it.
Especially for AD. And they basically said no and didn't listen to him. And my man, what's the little GM over there? That
Nico Harrison. We know his name now. The guy that will be fired shortly.
Yeah, I was going to say, now, Nico was like, no, I didn't even, I wouldn't listen to him. This is my decision, my decision, my decision. This is the thing that I believe. Like, he was standing on that thing. Did you hear him this weekend talking?
Yeah.
He's like, I did this move because I believe this is the best opportunity. If we want to get a championship, this is about championship. It's not popularity contests. We got in the best team to go out there and give us the best chance to win. Boy, you talk about having some egg on your face today.
Egg on his face.
Lord. Like, that was...
What are the worst? This will go down in history, John. Like, Nico, good luck getting another job, sir.
This one doesn't look like it's going to go over very
but I wanted to ask you about the home situation. So, two superstars got traded. AD just finished building a mansion in Bel Air, and Luka just finished building a mansion in Dallas. Don't they just house swap? Don't you believe? Shouldn't they just house swap?
I mean, you can. What are you saying? Like, is this
not the wives included, just the houses.
Just the houses.
Okay. Yeah. Family gets up.
Make sure you let the girl ladies know to move out. You know what I'm saying?
I believe they do have to move out with said husbands, Judge.
Oh, well, now Luka is not married because the reason
he's not
got rid of Luka kind of because he drinks too much and doesn't work out, and he wakes up at sorority houses all across the country too often.
But don't you think that would be just smart? I mean, two millionaires, you just swap houses. Both are pretty brand new. It's like, hey, I'll take your house in L.A., you take mine in Dallas.
It's actually kind of smart.
Yeah, I thought so. I was thinking about that the other day. Because instead of worrying about living arrangements, just swap cribs.
All right, now you have to help me out because I am a little confused. So the Kendrick Lamar halftime show last night.
Yes.
Again, I'm not the know everything by any means, but I do have a feeling that Pat Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs fans don't feel too good, but I kind of got what he was dropping on Drake's face last night. Like, who had a worse night, the Kansas City Chiefs or Drake?
Drake, easily. Millions upon millions of people for the second Sunday.
They all sang in unison.
For the second Sunday in a row, John. You got to think they did this at the Grammys last week. Yes, they did this for the second time in a row. Millions upon millions of people. So Drake had the worst night ever. If he's not in the studio this morning, shame on him.
And the thing is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I did not know a whole lot, basically Kendrick Lamar and Drake have had beef, and the things that Kendrick is saying about Drake are out of I mean, if true, they're just so bad. It's not even funny. But I mean, it's a complete diss track. My question, though, is everybody's been telling me, because I'm not the hippest person in the world, they're saying that since he did that, now he's about to get sued like a madman.
Well, yeah, so that was the issue. There basically was a cease and desist kind of lawsuit kind of deal, where Kendrick was not supposed to perform that song because they
not
assigned
supposed to do the A minor reference.
Well, there was a portion where he actually did not get into. So he didn't call him a meddler of young people. I'll just say that. And from that standpoint, I think he kind of dodged the legalities, but I don't, because they are signed to the same record label. That's like Sports 56 allowing you to just bash Darian, bash Dacus, and no one's telling you, John, stop it. They're your teammates. Like, it's so that in a nutshell is what it is. But more than that, did you know that two of Drake's ex-girlfriends were on that stage as well?
What?
Yes. So SZA, the young lady that had the red on that was playing,
Wait
that
a
was singing.
second. Not only
Yes.
did he say all that stuff on national champion,
Yes.
like during the Super Bowl, he had both of his ex-girlfriends
Yes.
there.
Yes. So SZA, the young lady that was singing with him, she's one of Drake's ex, and the beautiful, lovely Serena Williams is also Drake's ex. So how about that?
What? I did not know that.
Yeah. So they just threw triple birds in Drake's face. So
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then this is the funny thing. Please tell me you heard about Travis Kelce.
Looking sad.
Did you
all
hear about
night?
the report that he said that he felt so helpless down on that field because they booed his girlfriend Taylor
Oh,
Swift,
shut
and
up.
he just wanted to go give her a big hug, and he wanted to help her through that.
No, like John says, you have a billionaire sixth, so just go home and shut up.
Man, and then he didn't have that good of a game. Is he blaming it on the fact that he was worried about Tay-Tay?
Yeah, they're front runners, man. Like they all do that. They thought they were going to win a third. It was in the bag, and it was snatched from the jaws of defeat.
It
That was a
was
victory.
snatched. And by the way, you speaking of Drake's ex were out there. Did you see Travis Kelce's ex also on the field trolling Travis after the game?
No, was she?
Oh, yeah. Kayla Nicole, the ex-girlfriend,
What?
she's still very, very bitter over their breakup and basically him. So she attended the game last night, and she was supporting the Eagles, of course, and she made her way onto the field and scooped up a handful of confetti and, posed pictures with it and basically took Travis to task.
Good.
Like, dude, he lost the Super Bowl. His girlfriend got blued, and then his ex-girlfriend went and relished in all of his misery and partied last night like a rock star, played ball like an all-star, and who knows the rest,
Yeah,
that is just buck wild.
He woke up with Taylor. He'll be fine. Did you see Kanye, though, out there? There's some,
Kanye was there?
So there's some video of Kanye West actually running onto Kendrick's performance. Security got to Kanye before I'll send it to you. But yeah, this is something you got to see. But Kanye was kind of in the background when the ruckus was going on. The television cameras obviously did not put that on him, but he just tried to go out there. He was holding up some kind of flag and just wanted to be a part of stuff. That's Kanye.
Dang. Man. And I think he had a pretty crazy week, didn't he?
Yeah, at the Grammys last week. So he's following.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He brought
yeah.
Bianca out there and with nothing on. That's right.
Yep. So
Now I
apparently he's
remember.
just following Kendrick wherever Kendrick goes.
Oh, man, Darren, I didn't even get to ask you this, man. What did you think about Saturday's game against Oklahoma City? Because I know we're, talking about some funny stuff, but that was not funny. Like, this OKC team scares me because it seems like when they want to play, they can shut down anybody. I mean, Dort didn't even play. He's like the best defensive player on their team. And then you got Shea who can make everything. I mean, they just talking about a young, talented team that scares me. OKC ain't no joke.
I'm with you on that. I'll give you this. From what I saw, if they don't make it to the finals or even win it, at some point you have to utilize those pieces and all those picks because they still have picks from the Paul George stuff. They still have picks from the Russell Westbrook stuff. You got to package that stuff up and get you a superstar sooner or later. You can't,
right now, who do you think's better? Who's the best? If you said OKC, Cleveland, Boston, man, over in the West, I don't trust us. Houston's good. Denver's got Jokic, but they don't have a lot of depth. I mean, who right now are the best in the best of the West outside of OKC? I look over at the East and think it's a little bit more of a beast right now.
Yeah, but when you get into the playoffs, you're going to get into a situation where you're in the trenches like the Eagles were versus the Chiefs, and Jokic will have to be dealt with. Never forget that, sir.
Yeah, Jokic is no joke.
Yeah,
Man,
he's different in the playoffs.
Like Golden State, Phoenix, Dallas, LA, the Clippers, all these teams could be in the play-in. We could have one of the most unbelievable play-in tournaments in the NBA if you just look over at the Western Conference. I mean, I'm not a big play-in guy, but Lord, it's going to be a bunch of the geriatric dudes, but man, everybody knows them and everybody loves them. Huh? Oh, okay. Guess what? My time is come and gone. I'm getting out here just chilling. I'm out at Denstell's on
The beauty of radio,
In just one moment, I'm going to be pulling out people's names to see who's going to win a box of chocolate-covered strawberries.
Do you do it on air, John?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on air.
What?
I'm gonna announce these winners next, man. I got 4 tickets to the U of M game against Florida Atlantic. I got some assorted chocolates. I got a box of chocolate covered strawberries, baby. It's all coming up next. So do me a favor, don't you dare touch the dial. We're back in 2 Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Briggs Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Briggs Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With two conveyor lines and the largest match ovens in the Mid-South, Briggs can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Briggs Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Briggs Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or BriggsPowderCoating.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535, 800-511-3535, or biglou.com.
Napa Cafe celebrates 26 years in 2024. Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us as we celebrate 26 years of Napa Cafe in 2024. We can't wait to serve you.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is Monday in the Mid-South. You better know that Friday is Valentine's Day, and I hope you're not a procrastinator. Get on out to Denstall's. All over the place. You got the one out in Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, downtown. And I'm out here at Pleasant View. This is where they make the chocolates. And again, today and today only, you reach out to Denstall's, you place your order, your whole order. If you just mentioned Sports 56, you get 14% off. You heard that correct. 14% off by just mentioning Sports 56. And remember, they got a little everything. They got truffles, cherries, assorted creams, the finest chocolate fudge. They got chocolate-covered strawberries. They got chocolate-covered grapes and pineapples. They got it all. But right now, I'm about to give away a little bit of love because we got a box of chocolate-covered strawberries that I'm going to give away. And the winner is Bill Anderson. You have won the chocolate-covered strawberries. Congratulations, Bill. The winner of a round of assorted chocolates will be Joe Mabry. By the way, I think Joe is a police officer. Thank you, Joe, for your service. I'm pretty sure if he shows up in a police car with a uniform on, he's probably a real cop. It's not Halloween, but Valentine's Day is the 14th. Make sure you get it. Bill Anderson, Joe Mabry, congratulations. Now the tickets. 4 tickets to the basketball game against Florida Atlantic on the 23rd. Memphis Tigers. It is Marilyn Mercer. Congratulations. You got tickets to the Tigers. We've got a busy week. And we are going to break down a little bit of everything this week. We got Tigers to talk about. Grizzlies had a rough game on Saturday. OKC is the truth. Congratulations, OKC, on a big win. Grizzlies going to have to get off that mat and get going. The Memphis Tigers only have 7 regular season games left. Can you believe it? It is. I mean, March is right around the corner. I'm looking forward to the Tigers. And, again, only game that kind of gives me a little pause for cause is, I believe, March 2nd or 3rd is when they do go down and play UAB. You know what they did to Andy Kennedy and them boys. Holy lordy, they beat the brakes off them. Dropped 100 points all over their face. P.J. Haggerty continues to be awesome right now if you're wondering where Tyrese Hunter was. He got a little bit of fluid on his knee. It's a pain tolerance issue. Hopefully he'll be back very soon. But right now, give him a little bit of break. Tigers 20-4. Did the top 25 come out? Mr. Darian.
Take a peek.
Let's see if we got a little sneak peek. I was kind of curious where the Tigers were, if that bad boy has come out, and I'm hoping that they moved up. They were 17th. Looks like they moved up 3 slots to number 14. Tigers come in at the AP Top 25 at number 14. That is my time. I hope everybody gets out there. Go to Dinstall's. Today and today only. You call and you mentioned Sports 56. Again, you're going to get 14% off your entire order. Order your chocolate-covered strawberries, your chocolate-covered pineapples, and your chocolate-covered grapes. They'll be ready to pick up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You need to get those orders in now because nobody dimps them quite like Dinstall's. I've eaten so much Cashew Crunch that I'm not even hungry. I've just been pounding that stuff. It is so good. Go by one of their great locations. They got Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, Pleasant View, and, of course, downtown. I hope everybody just has a wonderful Monday. Football is come and gone. I was thinking about doing a little bit of gambling, but I just don't know. I think I might just be a little defeated. If I am going to gamble, it's probably
going to
be
on broke buying Chaz gift, man. That's what you should. Should just drop all your money
I'm
on
broke
that.
because I lost on the Chiefs yesterday. That's why I'm broke. But don't forget, though, seriously, we only got 5 days until Valentine's Day. Head on over to Dinstall's. They've been doing it for 123 years. That is my time. For Darian Newsom, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. See y'all on the flip side. Peace.